Aquarius, I'm Christine. I'm going to be doing a tarot card reading for the Aquarius people out there who are interested to know what their future is going to be according to the tarot cards through May and in the beginning of June. Alright, so some of these are going to be stating the reality of the now and the next 3 days. And some of the cards are going to be in the next 5 days. And some of the cards are going to be 4 days ago, and 10 days ago, and 4 days in the future, and 10 days in the future. It is April the 30th, 2020. I've already amassed many cards on the board, and the first card for you, Aquarius, is the Eight of Hearts up. The Eight of Hearts up is your primary card. That is about sensory deprivation. Sensory deprivation is something that you learned when you were a child, because when you went swimming and you dunked under the water, you kept under the water so that you could kind of hear your own heartbeat. Alright, maybe you tried screaming underwater and you noticed that the people around you were laughing and screaming and you'd only hear a little bit of a hee. Okay, so you learned that water, when it's in your nose and your face and your ears, just quiets everything. In the smallest way, if you want to think about this, Aquarius, sometimes when we wear our mask out in public, we don't feel comfortable talking. We certainly don't use as many words as we used to. Alright? And actually, it's annoying that we just shut down. Okay? And this happens if you live with someone who doesn't feel free to express themselves, or you might have been in a relationship with a real jokester, someone who was a real cut-up, who loved to joke all the time, and then they gradually might lose their hearing, perhaps because of their job. And then you can't joke back with them anymore if they don't pursue a hearing aid. Alright, so sensory deprivation as a general thing is not pleasant. It's not nice feeling. Sometimes this can be someone in your family who doesn't feel like they can speak their own truth or speak their own history. Alright, I'll say that again. This can be someone in your family or you, Aquarius. You're not feeling, or they're not feeling, that they can speak their own truth or speak their own history. Was their history reporting correct and verifiable? It doesn't matter, Aquarius. They need to speak it out, even if they did dream it. Don't ever doubt it. Don't stop them, and don't retell what they're saying. Oh, you mean so-and-so. Try to refrain. Try to refrain from summing up, rewriting, and dismissing. Okay? Making a big story that felt important or large to them. Don't dismiss it and make it, oh, that's just so-and-so. Okay, they were just teasing. They didn't mean it. That's dismissing. So try to refrain from those, okay? So that's part of sensory deprivation. So Aquarius, you or someone close to you is suffering, okay? The number one card defining that is the Tower reversed. Here's the Tower up, which is actually a fine card to have in your primary. That's a fine card. This is not a fine card. This is trying to be in the water on a raft made of popsicle sticks with glue that falls apart in the water. Okay? Have you ever crafted something out of popsicle sticks with a glue that falls apart? Guess what happens in the water? Okay? Imagine you're just a little person on that raft that's falling apart and you're trying to hold it together. Alright? This, in the Two of Hearts up, is the phrase, trust me. Trust me. Okay? So, there might be someone who's expressing their reality, okay, and they're trying to tell you a story where they were in a position where somebody said, trust me. And you don't think that ever happened. Okay, this card reminds you that that can happen. It can also be a scam online. Alright, be careful which emails you open. Alright, it can be the selling of a, say, the old phrase snake oil. Have you ever heard of that phrase before? That is something that they believe is medicine. That's not really medicine. Be careful what people sell you. Trust me. This is not a good... Trust me. Okay? So, talk out loud. Okay? Don't be silent and don't ever be ashamed. Ask questions. Okay? If you're up watching television at 3 o'clock in the morning, your believability goes up because subconsciously you're entering dreamland, okay? So don't make any decisions 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. Don't buy things 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. Stay off of the computer at that time, okay? Don't trust yourself because there are people trying to take advantage of that time and of the people who are experiencing sleeplessness. Part of the sensory deprivation here is you lose a sense of night and day. Okay, that happens when you aren't able to feel everything. Your issue is hilt pain, 10 of Swords reversed. 10 of Swords reversed is the handle of a sword on the back of your head. Oh, okay, so that's betrayal. That's a feeling of betrayal. Another word to describe the 10 of Swords in this position is shark bite. Okay? And if you're really lucky, your issue is just the joy of a C-section and bringing a new life into the world. Because that can hurt too. That's a pain. Okay? Right? Bringing a new life into the world, the C-section, alright? It might not be what you planned, but it might be best for the both of you, and it might be best for your family. It is inside of this relationship. This is strength up. This is the automatic relationship. This is, of course, this is when you go out and buy food, you buy enough for you and your relationship, okay? So if you live with your brother, that is still the relationships. It's just automatic generosity that's functioning, all right? So something in that automatic relationship hurt you personally recently, okay? Something hurt. So much emotionally it felt physical. This is like shark bite or C-section or just, ow, the betrayal. The betrayal. The issue position says, did you? So ask them. Don't hold it in. Don't assume. Never assume. Okay? In your crossing position, Aquarius, is a bond of someone else. Alright? So this relationship is not you, Aquarius. It's another relationship. The relationship was begun with flirtation and music. This can be a young man or young lady in your life who either is singing in the bathroom or pretending to have a microphone, or maybe your guys are playing karaoke. All right? So this can be singing or flirtation. This bond is annoying you right now. This couple is annoying you. They could belong to a generation that is not your generation. They can be an older generation, but it's usually a younger generation, okay? So, they're young and they're practicing flirtations and dances and games. Do you have an instrument around your house, Aquarius, that you can share with them, even if it's just a tambourine? All right, or play a game with that other generation of showing them, if you have YouTube or something like that available to you. Play a game of showing them the music that you listened to when you were young. Like I like to show off that I listened to the Monkees when I was young. All right, and then the next generation, they'll show you what they listen to now. All right, so learn from each other. Make sure it's fair, off and on. Right now, Aquarius, the deepest, most powerful card on your board is the Beloved, the wonderful love that is contained in one of this couple. Okay, so that defines this couple who's annoying you as a real one. This is real feelings. So it's your task, Aquarius, to understand and acknowledge that that love feels real to them, even though, here's the problem, it seems to be futile. You think they're with the wrong person, because this one person, the Seven Swords, represents someone in the relationship who is not generating love. They're not stepping up to the plate. They're not sharing the responsibility. They might actually literally be running away from a responsibility. Therefore, there's going to be a mourning period going on. The near future here that you need to keep an eye out for, Aquarius, is assisting someone out of a deep depression. Okay, in your near future, that can be this person. The beloved. The beloved. That's all they think about, is this deep love that is hooked onto, connected to song and music. So use the music to lift them up out of this depression. I will talk about this near future card in a moment. So, just to recap the primary, someone is not speaking their truth or their history. And it might be you, Aquarius. Alright, so, where would you be coming from? Okay, so, the King of Pentacles reversed down here indicates that you were, in the beginning of the year, trying to make your home your home. You were trying to make things comfortable. You had hopes of making things comfortable. This is several people also agreeing with you. So the King of Pentacles reversed is defined by the Prince of Pentacles reversed. This slows things down. Okay, so you were in a state from the beginning of the year, Aquarius, of a slow way, a path of improving things. Maybe you were running your own business and things were so hard because you were working 16 hours a day. in your restaurant. That's a good example of the slow progress of trying to make things work. Okay, one reason it was slow, the Two of Pentacles in the first word is talking about this is talking about devotion that's divided. All right, so that means that someone goes from one excellent situation to another excellent situation and never suffers the consequences of anything. All right, so this one person might be a narcissist. All right, this person might be someone who is just not willing to suffer through the bad times and actually creates chaos in order to leave and go to the other nice situation. All right, so this person would be responsible for tripping you up while you're trying to progress and make things wonderful. Okay, that is in the before time, about January and February of 2020. Also around you is a young person or your own youthful pride that was trying to repair that situation. Often this is a son or a daughter, or some young person that sees a problem and tries to repair. So if you were running your own business, for example, the younger employee was probably going out of their way of their normal duties in order to show you that things can be better, and they're quite aware of this one individual that's working against you. Okay, that is in the before time. So things are changing now. Things are changing. Perhaps this global virus in your life is giving you an opportunity to sit back and rethink your priorities. You might even be in a panic spin right now, okay? You are trying to hold tremendous things together with this tower reversed. This is as if you're trying to build sand castles on the beach without seawater. So you're trying to make sand castles without water to hold the shape together, all right? So it comes out to be like a pile of sand, right? So you're trying to do the impossible. You're trying to build on something that is trying to fall apart towards gravity. All right? So that's very hard, Aquarius. Coming in is a card that happens when you start losing your caring about how things look. All right? So this card will persist through May the 19th. It will cause train tracks before you into May the 19th. This is cold, hard trying. This is trying a new way. All right? Without all the bells and whistles and caring how it looks. Okay? This is talking about restructuring. So no matter who I'm talking to, Aquarius, you're going to be considering a complete restructure. Some of that might be coming out of this feeling of pain, ow, that was part of this automatic relationship, which can be a marriage. The the Strength card in this position might be discussing some betrayal that you thought was happening in a marriage. Okay? Did it or not? Sounds like a good conversation. This can also be bringing a new baby via C-section into your life. In that case, the restructuring of your organization is quite obvious. All right, you're going to have restructuring happen. In your top position, is this someone who had felt rejected or set out, exiled, okay? They're going to be trying to repair their joy. Why? The King of Wands is to gain some control over their life. All right, so perhaps they were ill for a while and down for a while. It's going to be taking them till June 9 or June 12th to be coming back. This is a very slow unfurl. This is a very slow repair. And I'll tell you one reason why in the near future. This is when someone who has been devastated is down, and you have to go in there and lift them up. If this is you, Aquarius, I need you to go out of your way to shut some of the bad news off. All right, I'm not saying be ignorant, but you might be listening to bad things night and day. Okay, and you might be letting too much negativity in. Okay, negativity and dread. All right, so go back to the basic. Go back to the basics of reading, and I don't care if that's a comic book, ink on paper, okay, or reading a book for fun. That's a classic, nothing too challenging. Don't find yourself in a spider web of big words that make you feel dumb or like you have to keep looking things up. Okay, this is for fun, all right? And definitely dig those candles out and enjoy candles again. All right, I'm not going to tell you special candles and stuff like that. Enjoy the very basics. Remember how it felt to your ancestors just 200 years ago. What did they do for joy? They might have sat around a campfire, told stories, okay? They might have sat outside, looked up at the stars, okay? So someone around you is very down, and you might have to go down with them to dig them out of that, okay? So if that is you, and your will and your tools seem out of grasp right now, all right? Try really hard to, if you have access to online, perhaps look under counseling, mental health, if you want to reach out like that. All right? Don't feel ashamed. All right? So that's going to be a challenge. Today's the April the 30th until Cinco de Mayo, the 5th of May. That's going to be a challenge for the next 3 to 5 days for you. All right, Ten of Hearts reversed, defining the Justice card. All right, so down here was the used to be, in the depths. That's Pluto. That's something that you're hanging on to right now. Someone that you weren't counting on being included wants to be included. Okay, so do a mental search. Who did you forget? Okay, the Ten of Hearts reversed talks about how you will feel more secure if you bring them up to the surface and in your reality again. Okay, so don't be shy. Don't be shy. Your partner is in a feeling of safety. Your partner might be literally in the hospital right now. This talks about a place of safety. Okay, Five of Wands. This is a tough challenge. So your partner is intellectually going through a tough challenge right now. They're in a place of safety. All right? So, Aquarius, if your partner is in the hospital right now, you need to trust the staff. Okay? And speak your mind if you have a concern. Speak your mind and don't feel ashamed. Okay? And they're fighting. They're fighting a challenge. Your partner might be fighting a challenge. Now, the Hierophant up can also represent school. Okay? It can be any sort of large building, a big box of building. So, the classic shape of a school. This could be the challenge of that. The student fighting to be a student or not be a student. This reminds you that your partner is in a unique fight of their own. This is part of the pressure right now of why you have to make kind of, if you were in a baseball game, you have to slide to the base. You have to get dirty. You have to get down with that other person that is down so that you two, so that both of you can lean on each other and rise up, using each other's strength of pushing on each other. Aquarius, this is very vague, isn't it? Man down, man down. So I'm going to give it one definer. Okay. Three of Pentacles up in this position indicates that one of the basic reasons why it is such an impossible situation is separation. So there's someone who is at a distance that you can't touch or soothe or make them feel better. Perhaps they're quarantined, all right? So man down, man down. So they are quarantined and you can't touch them. So that helps you define. So you're going to have to do other things. Other things. So it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. You've been pushing for this change for several days, 10 days. So it's about time that some of these things succeed. So keep trying. Before I go on to the staff portion of your spread, I do want to clarify, you do have a death card on the board, but it is in the third position of your family secrets or sensory deprivation, 8 of Hearts up. This is talking about pushing for a change for a long time, approximately 10 to 12 days. Since April the 20th or so, you've been pushing for a change or hoping for a change. Perhaps it is applying for unemployment or a loan. This is a long, dragged out push and push and push, and you're trying to hold something very fragile together with very little. Okay? So yeah, your death card is on the board, but it is talking about a difficult change of pushing something so heavy and without representation. You're having to do this all by yourself. It's hard to find tools and people to represent you because of the lack of precedent and examples and wisdom to follow, because there aren't a whole lot of answers for you. Inside, ignore this whisper of trust me, the secretness. That's an unnecessary substance. That is a hollow substance to build on. Eradicate that and go with the no frills practicality, moving without worrying too much about form and beauty and correctness. This could be a mad dash, and creating things as if you're a castaway and you don't care how it looks. This has to function. This card here of music and whatnot. Okay, so this is the world and completeness. This is when something is finished. So upside down, the flirtatious part of this youthful relationship, the flirtatious dancing, music, singing, okay, the joyousness of this is the beginning of something. So this is a very young, not matured bond. That's one reason it's so annoying to you, because Aquarius, you are more experienced in that feeling. So you feel like you are in a position to give advice. This card of Beloved tells you that advice might not be welcomed because you're in another generation. So there's going to be like a disconnect, that you don't know exactly what you're talking about in their situation, because in that generation they're special. Remember, they're building their civilization. They are reinventing culture. They are reinventing civilization in the 21st century. So yes, be there. Listen and listen and listen. Remember the old joke of what a counselor always says, so how do you feel about that? So how do you feel about that? All right? So be the listener. Okay, in the depths, down here in Pluto, not only might this be somebody who is wanting to be included, it could also be talking about 10 days ago on 4/20, which is kind of a celebration weekend, sort of. Someone was feeling particularly well then, so now they're down, all right? So they were high then, more social feeling. Perhaps they did more online participation. Perhaps they were feeling relaxed enough to have a conversation. Well, they missed that, okay? Because this kind of security here is a feeling of wanting that back again. All right? So right now is like a letdown, a disappointment. So you want to revisit that. So somewhere around May 10th, try to find a way or a reason to just have a celebration for nothing. Even if it's just to take some pictures, create either a scrapbook or a virtual scrapbook, okay? Have an art contest in your house. Get a hold of some poster board or an old box. Get a hold of some paint and just put a one-liner out there in your yard or the front of your apartment or something to express yourself. So this is a creative feeling or a relaxed feeling of several days ago, approximately April the 20th. Make that re-happen May the 10th. This will make things a lot better, okay, for the whole house. This is a past that should be revisited and should be rejoined in your inbox. That is coming soon, such as the very first part of May. Perhaps your power bill is due or your rent is due and you haven't worked out how to do this. The Seven of Pentacles talks about the possibility of loss. since it is in your inbox, it can be ignored. It can be ignored. So pretend this is a phone call or a bell ringing. So the possibility of losing that sum of money toward rent or something is looming. That is what this card means. What is looming? Alright, since it's the break of the month and a lot of bills are due, this is not going to help your joy and your will. It's supposed to be like this. This is not going to help feeling down in the dumps, or your partner or your friend or your relative who's this down. So remember this looming reality, the sense of real loss. Alright? So the Devil card in your outcome card says that you are going to get more outrageous. This is not a foreboding card of evil or a monster in the future. This is talking about your own emergence of nerviness. I'm going to define that because there are some powerful cards on this board. This most centric card being the Beloved. So someone who is kind of, you resent them or something, but you have to respect their heart inside is feeling real feeling. And they want to grow their ability to have joy, and that's not possible right now because one of the partners is either away out of not their own choice or away by their own choice. Escapism, okay? The drive away, the go away. That's left them feeling a little mournful. So this has made them kind of quiet and a chicken. So Aquarius, you're going to get more nervy. And I'm going to define this. Alright, good. So one of the ways that you're going to be feeling more nervy, and I'm going to guess that would be some sort of a remedy that you are either going to create on May the 10th, or a sum of money might be coming your way. Either a friend is going to advance you some money, or the government is going to, or a loan agency is going to give you some good news about incoming money. That's going to give this nervy push happening. You are going to have to continue to be a caged bird. If you review my tarot card readings up to this point, just about everybody has this card on their board somewhere. This is the caged bird that all of us are feeling confinement at some point. This card is telling you that you can still be nervy and do some accomplishments while respecting this sort of caged bird feeling that we have. This is as if a butterfly has wet wings, or the motorcyclist can't just take off and drive for the sake of the freedom of the drive. This is the Three of Wands up. This is the card of freedom and freedom of expression. All right, and our expressions have been suppressed. Some of the creating that we normally could do, just wandering antique stores and craft stores. Sometimes we develop the desire to create a craft from the materials we see. It's not just the other way around. It can happen in both directions. You can start with materials and then create something because you're inspired by your materials. All right, so that half has been kind of cut away. All right, so most of us have this confined feeling. The Three of Hearts reversed. The Three of Hearts reversed in this position, which is the thing that needs to leave, okay? You're going to find out which I don't want to reuse the word betrayal. You're going to find out which part of your current life doesn't serve your surroundings, your culture, your own personal culture. You're going to find the one issue that needs to be away for you to progress, and you're going to get more nervy. This is a congratulatory end to this very suffocating sensory deprivation. This is the opposite. All right? So this is not a picture of evil. This is a picture of accomplishment, of more blasting, crazy, like the word hippie comes to mind, the word hipster comes to mind, the word flapper comes to mind. So this is the renegade. Sometimes we admire this persona in movies. Oh, I wish I could be that nervy. Well, this is talking about in the next few days, in early May, up to May 13th, of feeling nervier. And some of that's going to be provided by an increase in money. Your overall, until June 12th approximately, is going to be working on helping change from sad to joy in order to gain control. Okay? A sense of control. Right now you do not have a sense of control. Right now you have a sense of working against gravity. Things are falling apart, such as the raft with glue that can't hold in water, or building sand castles without the water part, so of just sand. So now you just have sand. You've been pushing for this for 10 days. You've been working hard for 10 days. Perhaps you've been reaching recordings saying, trust me on some level. Recorders assure you that we're working so hard and our staff is working so hard, and you're not even sure that there's a human being on the other end. So this assurance of trust me, it really isn't, is it? This level of trust me, it's empty, isn't it? And it makes you feel like you're entirely alone in this fight. So look forward to approximately May 10th. May 10th, make something happen. Grab some recycling or something. Make something happen and create something to express yourself, and find out what was the positive thing on 10 days ago, okay, that you can make happen to generate some nerviness on your part and get rid of the toxic something that's in your life right now. This is letting appearances fall away. Letting appearances fall away. Right now, this is going to be the steel structure of your new construct. the steel structure of your new idea and recreate the culture in your home. Alright, Aquarius, this is a very hard time for you, Aquarius, but I believe you're going to come out feeling like a maverick. So, have a good May, and I will see you next time, Aquarius. Aquarius, I'm Christine. It is April the 30th, 2020, and I'm going to do a very brief tarot card reading for the Aquarius lovers out there, those who want to pursue a relationship, who are already in a relationship. This is going to be you compared to the person that you are dwelling with or would like to dwell with, the person who you miss. Alright? Your special significant other. So, Aquarius, says here your partner is very down. They might have their mind on something that is malfunctioning. Perhaps they lost their monitor or their vehicle, and there's a shortage of repair people who will come in and repair it. And it might be beyond your scope of helping out. All right, so the Queen of Swords reversed is talking about a health issue. Your partner may be experiencing being a patient themselves, or they have a patient in their life. So this is talking about severe malfunction, and since this is the patient, all right, this card, the Queen of Swords reversed, is the very same as the Magician, the Will reversed in the prior board. Alright, so it's still somebody very, very unhealthy and down. That is in the mind of your partner. Alright, and the King of Pentacles reversed has revisited this board. Alright, so the guides are looking at you compared to your partner. You see this as a highly financially uncomfortable state. So they're saying, let's get real. Let's get real. At this time, this is an impossible situation. So, if you wanted to pursue a relationship, the guides have a lot of doubt that you guys can find comfort. If you are in a relationship at this time, the guides are acknowledging that from now until approximately May 13th, you are going to have a very impossible situation. Uncomfortable, and based on the same sort of malfunctioning that is in the mind of your partner. Alright, so let's take a look at you in particular, Aquarius. Aquarius, you are in your mind celebrating life. You are feeling mentally aloft. So this is great because your strength is going to be needed. You are going to make up, even though this is not your time of year, you're going to make up a reason to celebrate. You're either going to take May Day, the 1st of May, seriously, spring seriously, the outdoors seriously. You're going to witness the unfolding of leaves and trees if you live in this hemisphere, the rebirth of life. You're going to appreciate on the most basic level nature. So your balance and wellness in your mind is going to be very much appreciated in your partner right now, who is personally experiencing loss of health, either in themselves or someone very close to them. In your heart is a lot of responsibility and the willingness to pace yourself and those under your responsibility. You are pulling forward a very massive, heavy train of responsibility. All of the cars are full on this train. And in your heart, you know you can do this, but it's going to take a lot of horsepower and strength and time. You have in your mind, in your heart, the long game. Alright, Aquarius, you have a good gauge of the long game. From the waist down, this is a relationship spread. Your waist down is healthy enough, Aquarius, but it's also full of pride. Okay? Pride, which also comes, if you're talking about your physicality from the waist down, there would be some sensitiveness attached to that too. And I'll tell you, your partner is feeling outrageously angry right now, just so frustrated, so frustrated. Can be Pele. This can be the volcano goddess anger. This can be someone with an outrageous temper. So they might be lashing out verbally and insulting you, Aquarius, and you're not going to accept even the smallest hint of sarcasm right now because your pride is on fire from the waist down, okay? So this lashing out and cray-cray, this cray-cray position of not making any sense is just not going to be compatible with pride and being proud of yourself. All right? It seems, Aquarius, you are eating as well as you can or taking care of your temple, your body. You have found pride in your curves. You have found pride in your body. So you are not accepting any crazy behavior. You're not accepting anything that sounds off. All right, so that adds to the impossibility also in your partner's heart. This is also thinking back 4 years. Okay, so this is a lot of intellect going on in their heart. So they're not open romantically, okay? Right now, you're going to have to dominate by also being verbal along with your leadership, all right? Your partner is introspecting and thinking back about 4 years ago and thinking they know the answers now based on that. So what happened, Aquarius, 4 years ago? If this is someone who you want to talk to, their mind is in the past right now, so they are asserting the possibilities of what would happen now based on them. So you're going to have to reach out and do the majority of the hauling in this relationship. The Three of Swords reversed in the reality balance between you and that other person is optimistic, heart-wise, but you're going to have to take a time out between now and May 30th. May 13th, you're going to have to revisit this in the middle of May. Okay? For some reason, there's a separation between you and your mate, whether that's physical or mental, that will not be possible to repair until May the 13th. Alright, so this is the Three of Swords reversed. So things are getting better. The guides do believe that if you are stubborn enough with your healthy mind, Aquarius, if you're stubborn enough and persevere, this Justice, who is guided by Venus, and you know Venus is the goddess of love, right? Oh, what a better head. What a better head can you have on a love spread than the domination of the Venus, goddess of love, overseeing all this, is promising you, if you are stubborn and stick this out, there's a possibility of this partner getting better. There's a possibility of this partner getting better, or the person that they're concerned about getting better. Or maybe they're just simply frightened of being ill. That can make you down too, all right? The guides are saying if you stay with it, things should improve, but you do have to wait till after May 13th to revisit the whole issue, right now it's just not going to work. Okay? So, May 13th, Aquarius lovers out there, things should look up. Healthy-wise, your heart is in the best place. Your heart is in the best place. Way to go, Aquarius. And your mind is interested in the health of spring and the health of balance. You have so much to give and express. Watch your pride level. Watch your pride. Your partner is just going to be lashing out. Lashing out. Your friend is going to be lashing out right now. Everything is based on their memory of 4 years ago. So thank you for visiting me, Aquarius. I will see you next time. I'm Christine. Have a good May.